Okay, so we're here at the Joint at the Hard Rock with Mark Woodcock and his cool Pro X. I've never seen one before. For Cyndi Lauper. And you have had a very interesting summer.
I have. I've been bouncing around quite a few different artists. Well, one extreme to another.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean from...
The extremes?
Yes, the extremes.
Yeah, doing the Rob Zombie and Korn tour to Cyndi Lauper is kind of an extreme.
That's a little bit of a change.
Yes, it's a little bit different. And I actually finished this today, and then Tuesday I fly back to Zombie in Europe. Cheers.
Wow. 3 years?
I did the She's So Unusual 30th anniversary world
tour.
It's always interesting and eye-opening with her because she's different than most artists.
I have heard.
There's lots of stories out there for sure.
So, were you on the Pro X with Zombie too?
Yes. In fact, it's more or less the same setup that I took with Zombie. With the only two additional pieces I have on Zombie is an H3000 and a TC2290.
Okay.
I made it for his vocal.
Right.
But I don't need that with her, so I'm running Waves and Tracks Live.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically the exact same setup.
What's the interface on the Waves Live?
I've got the KT.
Okay.
Was it 9650 in there?
Right. So you said you're running Waves Live. Waves Track, I guess it's called now.
Yeah.
And plug-in package too.
Yeah, not a lot. The usual standards like the C6.
Right.
And the SSL.
Which everybody uses.
Right. And for verbs, I use the Abbey Road plates.
Now, I haven't heard those live.
Really nice.
Yeah,
really
I've heard they're really good, but I haven't heard of anybody using them live.
Yeah, I tried him out on Zombie in the summer, which obviously you don't need a lot of clarity.
Right.
But it works really well with her for sure. They're warm, very clear and clean. I like the tails on them, and they sound really good. They really do sound good.
She's obviously a great singer.
Yes.
Amazing vocalist. And from what I've heard, hasn't lost like even a half a step. It doesn't sound like.
No, not at all.
From her heyday. What do you got her on for vocal mics and monitoring?
Just singing on a regular 58.
Just a straight 58.
Just there's nothing fancy up there, to be honest. It's either 57, 58. The drums are a D6 and a 91.
Right.
Some 98s. A couple of 32 sure overheads. There's nothing fancy.
I see a bunch of wedges, so I take it not everybody's on ears.
Everybody's on ears except, well, including actually Cindy's on ears, but she has those.
The ambient ones, right?
So there's wedges for her.
Okay. You kind of fill it in. Okay. What's the biggest challenge with the gig?
Challenge of the gig. She likes it punchy.
Okay.
But trying to get it punchy without getting it zombie loud. So
right.
She wants it to be a rock show without it being a rock show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and that's a tall order.
A rock show at a lower volume.
Right.
So, and it's very dynamic, the show, because there's a lot of country. This new record.
And that's what I was going to ask about that. This is way different for her.
Yeah. Plus, there's the old country, and then it's mixed in with the pop stuff.
Right.
So there's a big variety of songs that are going on.
Yeah, you're doing this all night.
Yes. So there's a lot of dynamic ranges going on as well. So I usually just try, with most bands, is to stay out of the way of it.
Right.
And let the band be the dynamic. Which for the most part they are. There's the odd issues with keyboard players and volumes, as
right.
we've all dealt with, I'm sure, in the past. But besides that, everybody else is pretty consistent. But yeah, getting it punchy without it being 101
right.
dB.
What do you run, about 96?
96 and 98.
Okay.
A-weight, somewhere around that.
Okay.
But she would go louder, I think, but I just don't think you get too loud, it loses what it is.
It's to me, mixing punchy at 96, 98 is an art form.
Yeah.
It really is. And there's not that many guys who are really good at it.
And I learned a long while ago mixing quiet is an art form as well.
Absolutely.
Pearl Haggard for 5 years, so I had to mix at a certain
level.
And I get used to that. And even zombie, to be honest, I never go above 102.
That's low for a zombie show.
102,
I told you.
103, somewhere around there. I won't go above that. That's what
Did
we
you
hear.
mix the show that was here last Halloween? I was here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was shooting it,
Okay.
and he asked me how loud was it, and I said, not that loud.
Yeah. I feel you don't need to be that loud with modern technology.
I think you're right. You know, I remember standing here and having a 30-minute conversation with Pooch 3 years ago about our responsibility,
Yeah.
because these things can be a weapon.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, we're at the point where we can put out an FSPL to really honestly hurt people, and the lawsuits are coming. They're not here yet, and I really thought they'd be here by now. I really did.
Right.
But they're coming.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, all summer we were out with Corn, and everybody was expecting, because we took a lot of PA. We took the Adamson Energia system out of it.
Oh, how do you like that?
That was amazing.
Yeah, I've heard it's
Yeah,
great.
It's phenomenal to mix on every night. But everybody sees how much PA we've got, and they're like, oh, this is going to be a loud one. Both Corn and myself, we were at 102, 103 every night.
Who's mixing Corn right now?
Marco's still doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's been with them since Bill Chappelle left, I think.
That's right, long while.
Okay.
Two different sounding shows. Uses
Completely.
A huge amount of sub. So we had a lot of subs.
Right.
I don't use that much sub, but the two contrasts of the shows worked so well. And like I said, we were both in that 102, 103 range.
That's
Neither
that.
one of us went
For those acts, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys carrying for the other dates on the? Because I know, I mean, in here there's a house rig.
No, we're just carrying consoles on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, consoles.
So it's kind of PA du jour.
Yes, which always makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Luckily, most venues that she's playing, PAs aren't bad. You know,
Right. Oh, yeah, because they're
nowadays,
decent rigs. Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of PAW 850s, and you know, when you walk in cringing. Going,
Right. Oh
this
crap! How am I gonna get through the day?
Yes, there's not a lot of those really anymore. The type of venue she's playing anyway.
This room actually sounds pretty good.
It didn't sound bad at all.
You know.
And there's a lot of PA in here.
Yeah. No, I mean for
Especially
this
for
room,
one
that's like a ton.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of power in here. It's great for coverage, but no, I don't get to use anywhere near. I mean, on my lake, I had to turn everything down.
No, and it's refreshing to hear. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, obviously, back in the day with point source, you needed to
Absolutely.
get it to throw, but with modern technology, you don't really need to be 108. You know what I mean? In front of house. I mean,
Right. Not anymore. And 108 hurts.
Yeah, it does.
You
It
know.
really does.
And I mean, I'm definitely older than you are, but my hearing's torched. I've got tinnitus and
Right.
and ringing all the time, and it's just, you know, part of having been around. But between playing and mixing,
Right.
you know, so I actually think it's a better situation for young guys now, because you don't have to do that kind of damage.
Right. And you don't need to be that loud.
Right.
If you mix it right, you can get punch that you're looking for in the field at 102 quite easily.
Right. All right. So we asked you about the biggest challenge. What's the coolest part of this gig?
Ooh. I don't know really how to answer that. I mean, obviously, I grew up as a kid hearing a lot of these
Right.
things. And like you said, she hasn't lost a step, so it's pretty amazing actually to hear her. When she's on each night, it's pretty amazing. Time after time, and Money and Girls and those type of songs.
Right.
But even the new stuff, she can sing anything.
Which I have heard.
Yeah, she
Before.
can really sing, whether it be country, whether it be blues,
Uh-huh.
pop stuff. I mean, she really can sing everything, which is pretty impressive. 'Cause
Right.
Not many that can do that.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
all
find
these
that
days.
very often.
No.
You know, everybody's got their kind of narrow niche, and they're
Right.
good in that niche, but pull them outside of it, and all of a sudden things start to fall apart. I saw the I mean, I haven't seen the set list, but I saw the stuff that's on the album. I mean, there's Patsy Cline stuff and everything else
And
on
she
there.
does
So,
a good number of them in the set.
so what's the one thing you wish you knew when you started that you know now?
That it doesn't have to be that way. You know,
Very cool.
Ultimately,
Okay.
it really doesn't.
Well, you got a show. I think we've got everything we need.
Mhm.
And thanks very much.
You're more than welcome.
Cool.
Are you gonna stay and hang out?
I'm